Shalom. First off, I'd like to give all the praise and all the glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect around the four corners of the earth that are making their calling and election sure. This your brother Yanakar coming back at you again in the spirit with another lesson. Going into the downfall of our kingdom is what all these nations have been waiting on. They've been waiting to see us at a lowly state because we was on top. We was ruling. When you go back to the times of King David, when you go back to the times of King Solomon, okay, we was ruling. We was on top because David was kicking ass, man. All right? David was getting busy out there. That's why Solomon has 40 years of peace, because all the work that David put in. And so these people, they see these things coming to pass when they see brothers out there on the highways and byways and on the street corners talking about Israel, talking about the house of David, talking about we getting our kingdom back, talking about Yahweh Bashim Awashah. When they hear those things, they remember the hell that they was catching. They remember that, hey, we was on top. We was ruling. We was winning. All right? These same so-called blacks, these same so-called Native Americans, these same so-called Latinos, they was on top winning, ruling. And we're about to go back to that. We're about to be back in power. We're about to be back on top again. All right? Because we're the ones that are catching the hell right now. We are the ones that are in the curses. Okay? Those Israelis over in Israel right now, those are not the true people of Yahweh Bashim Awashah. They didn't build those pyramids over in Egypt. Okay? They wasn't going through a hardcore, rigorous captivity. All right, making bricks without straw. They wasn't doing those things. Those were the so-called blacks, the so-called Native Americans, so-called Latinos. And you see that all around the four corners of the earth because you see pyramids all around the world. All right, because Jake was scattered all around the four corners of the earth. That's why you see pyramids in Mexico. That's why you see pyramids in Africa. See pyramids in Ireland, pyramids all in Spain, all right, China. You see pyramids all around the four corners of the earth. Because Jake was in those places. Jake was in those different countries, all right, doing the same thing that they were doing in Egypt, building those pyramids. All right. But the reason why we're in this hell, the reason why, all right, we're not on top, because we did not listen to Yahweh Bashim Awashah. We did not listen to our power. And all these nations are laughing because now they got their chance. Now they got their chance to put their foot on our necks. Lamentations 2:15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? Because when we was in our high estate, when we was those giants on the earth, all right, when we was in our rulership, hey, we were the perfection of the earth, all right? We followed the law, statutes, and commandments. We kept the high holy days. We worshiped Yahweh Bashim Awashah. We wasn't going to horn after idols. All right. We was doing all those things. We was the city that men call perfection, beauty. But look at us now. We in destitute states, begging for money, alcoholics, weed heads, all right, pill poppers, selling drugs, killing the youth, drive-by shootouts. We are a destroyed people because Yahweh Bashim Awashah told us if we don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments, hey, we will be given to the hands of our enemies, and our enemies, our oppressors, have tore us down, have destroyed us. Lamentations 2:16. All thy enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we look for. We have found, we have seen it. You see, this is the day they hope for. This is the day that they was waiting on, to bring down Israel, to bring down the Lord chosen people, the elect, okay, to bring them down, to put them at that low estate. And these different nations have utterly destroyed us. All right, they're selling abominable foods in our neighborhoods, liquor stores on every corner, pharmaceutical stores on every corner, Walgreens, CVS, all these different places are selling drugs to our people, destroying our people. Okay, but hey, we're with the faith that we have in Yahweh Shema Shai, we're gonna get out of that. All right, we're gonna get out of that destitute state, because we're turning back to Yahweh Shema Shai now. We're turning back to our power, back to the one and truly power, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And these nations are getting mad, all right, because they know that their rulership is coming to an end. They know that they're running out of time. Lamentations 2:17. Yahweh have done that which he have devised. He have fulfilled his word that he had commanded in the days of old. He have thrown down, and he have not pitied, and he have caused thine enemies to rejoice over thee. He have set up the horn of thine adversary. You see, the Heavenly Father done these things. He say, I control the good and the bad. I, Yahweh Shema Shai, do all those things. So Yahweh Shema Shai, the ones got us in this destitute state, with our eye being evil toward our brothers, black on black crime, being called a byword and a proverb. Yahweh Shema Shai got us going through those things. Because why? We didn't want to listen. We didn't want to take heed. Lamentations 2. It's like here. Let me get Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. You see? It's telling you why we went into these different captivities, why we're catching hell, why we the last ones hired, the first ones fired, why are we living in the barrios, the ghettos, the projects, all right, living in mobile homes, all right. It's showing you why we're going through those things. Why are we in a destitute state? All right, I'm going to read it again. Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And these curses have come upon us and overtaken us. All right, we are beat down. All right, this devil has gotten high above us. All right, the so-called white man is in power right now. All right, and he's the one feeding you these abominable foods. He's the one telling you, oh man, you can eat whatever you want to eat. You can have your lobster, you can have your shrimp, you can have your pork. Jesus died for you so you can do whatever you want to do. That's not true. That is not written in the scriptures. The Heavenly Father is not the author of confusion. And he the same this day and tomorrow. He does not change. So when we get into these scriptures and we start reading those things, we understand that we went the hell off. We understand that we should have been keeping these law, statutes, and commandments. We should have been praising the name of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. But he took those things away from us because we wanted to be like the other nations. We wanted to worship idols. The same thing Eve was doing in the Garden of Eden. All right. She wanted to be like these other nations. All right. She wanted to take a covering, but not of the Lord. And look what happened. All right. We've been dying ever since. And it's the same thing that we're going through now because we don't want to turn back to our power. We want to constantly believe what this so-called white man has told us in slavery. All right. The name of the Lord is Jesus Christ, and all the angels was white, and all the people of the Bible is white. And our people has took on that belief and took on those traditions, all right, those lies, those philosophies, and won't let them go. But when you talk about slavery, when you talk about what this so-called white man done to you, hanging from trees and using your babies for alligator bait, all right, doing surgery on your women without anesthesia. When we start talking about those things, everybody stop up their ears. They don't want to hear that. But you still want to be connected to his religion. You still want to be connected to his doctrines, his philosophies. It's time to wake the hell up and come up out of that destitute state. Come up out of that darkness. That gross darkness that the Holy Scriptures talked about. Isaiah 60:2. Because we're coming into a time where you need this knowledge, wisdom, understanding. This will be your stability in the times that are coming down the pipe. Because we're coming into some heavy times. So we need to start rehearsing the righteous acts. We need to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. Yeah, we can't keep all 613 laws, but hey, we can try. We can try, and then we know we're not saved by the law. We saved by faith, but we still keep it to the best of our abilities. All right? Rehearsing these righteous acts. Constantly calling upon the name of the Lord because we want to get that salvation. We want to get the hell up out of this destitute state. We want to be back in that power, back in that glory, being those rulers on the earth again, being sovereign, having your own army, having your own wealth, your own lands, your servants, handmaids. We want to get back to that state again. We want to get back in that power seat again. And the only way we can get there is by acknowledging that we went the hell off. It's time to ask Yahweh Shema Shah for repentance. It's time for you to ask for forgiveness. This is that grace period right now that you should be getting yourself together. This is not the time for you to be using your grace period to be eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. For you to be calling on Jesus Christ. No, it's time for you to call on the one and only power, Yahweh Shema Shah. That's what got us in the state that we're in now. That's what got us going through these different curses that are in the Bible. All right, and who's going through those curses? Who's catching that hell? The so-called blacks, so-called Native Americans, so-called Latinos. All right, we're not living on oceanfront properties. We're not avoiding paying taxes. Okay. We're not choosing who the next president going to be sitting in the seat is. Our faces are not on the dollar bill. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So we know who's in the power seat right now. This is his kingdom. All right. These laws that are going contrary to the Bible are his laws. We have to turn back to the laws of Yahweh Shema Shah. We have to turn back to the ways of our forefathers. Look at the old paths. And that's how we're going to find that rest. Deuteronomy, Jeremiah 17:4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from the heritage that I gave thee. And we have discontinued from it. All right, we're not keeping the Sabbath. We're not 2/3 of our people are not keeping the Sabbath. 2/3 of our people are not keeping the Day of Atonement. They're not keeping the Feast of Tabernacles. All right, Pentecost. They're not doing those things. They out here living life free and wild. Keeping all these pagan holidays, waiting on Christmas, waiting on Thanksgiving, waiting on Easter, waiting on their birthdays. waiting on all these different pagan holidays, the tradition of men that Yahweh Shema Shah told us not to keep the customs. All right, they are vain. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. You see? And that's where we're at. We're in a land that we knew not. And we serving our enemies here. Because if you don't think that you're serving your enemies and you think that you're free, go to the airport and try to get on a plane and leave without a passport. Just go to the airport and say, I want a ticket going to South America. And see if you get there without a passport. Matter of fact, get on the airplane and say, I want to go to China without a passport, without permission. Get on the so-called white man's roads and drive without a driver license, without a permission slip. Okay? See how free you is. That's why we need Yahweh Shema Shah. We need the only begotten Son to come back and deliver us, to pull us out of this destitute state, to pull us out of this state of captivity, to redeem us. He's the only one that's going to redeem us. And we waiting on that because why? We fell away by serving the ways of our enemies, taking on the beliefs of our oppressors, and we forgot our power. So now, coming back in these end times, we are remembering ourselves. We coming back to Yahweh Shema Shah. Deuteronomy 30:1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessings and the curses, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether Yahweh thy power have driven thee. So we've been scattered upon all these different nations, and we're catching hell. All right, we're catching hell. We in the curses, but we also see that coming back to this truth, Yahweh Shema Shah has been giving us some blessings. He's been helping us along the way. He gave us his knowledge, wisdom, understanding. All right, he gave us his name. So somebody in the truth, you don't understand how important having this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is. Having that name is. It's like you woke him up out of a nightmare. Okay? You shook him and woke him up. And we're coming out of this darkness, coming out of this madness through the name of Yahweh Shema Shah. Deuteronomy 30:2. And shalt return unto Yahweh thy power, and shalt obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then Yahweh thy power will turn their captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whether Yahweh thy power hath scattered thee. You see? And that's what we're waiting on. We're waiting on the Lord to turn and have that compassion on us, pull us out of this captive state, because the hopeful elect is trying. The hopeful elect has obtained the truth, and the 2/3 were blinded. They still walking in darkness. They still trying to live like they're in a rap video. Okay? Still trying to impress the people in the projects, the ghettos, and the barrios, the ones that do have a little bit of money. All right? We don't give a damn about this money. We don't give a damn about Esau Edoms, the so-called white man's FRNs. All right? His goodies, his dainty meats. We don't care about none of that. We want to get the hell up out of here. All right? That's why brothers goes to the highways, the byways, and the hedges. That's why brothers put up videos. Brothers call brothers. Okay? Brothers are in group chats. Because we all looking for the same thing, salvation. Deuteronomy 30:4. If any of thine be driven out unto the uttermost parts of heaven, from thence will Yahweh thy power gather thee, and from hence will he fetch thee. You see? And that's what we're waiting on. We're waiting on Yahweh Shema Shai to come and get us from the uttermost parts of the earth. Because this is the uttermost parts of the earth, the western hemisphere. And Yahweh Shema Shai is going to come from the east and deliver us. All right? When we see that chariot riding coming from the east looking like a graven mountain, all right? That's how big it's going to be, that fathership. Brothers are going to be rejoicing because we know what that is. We know it's not an alien invasion. We know that that's Yahushua coming back to deliver the hopeful elect. And we're waiting on that so we can go back into our land. Deuteronomy 30:5, and Yahweh thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. You see? And that's what we're waiting on. We're waiting to be multiplied. We're waiting to get the glory, get the promise, the covenant, being joint heirs with Yahweh Shema Shai. And it's coming. It's right around the corner. We just got to hold on. All right, and be strong and endure to the end. He that endure, the same shall be saved. So just keep enduring, keep taking on this light affliction, and we bout out of here. So with that, I'm going to end off by giving all the praise and all the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect. Shalom.